If you have the courage to hear the full nightmare, stay till the end. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to uncover more terrifying stories like this. The candle died, but the breath behind Amina's ear didn't. Ridgeway Lane, a quiet street near the old railway tracks of Brookfield Town, wasn't the kind of place anyone visited for fun. It was the kind of road where dogs refused to walk at night, and windows stayed shut even during summer. But for five friends, Emily, Kate, Chloe, Lily, and Megan, it was the perfect place for a fun girls' night. The house belonged to Megan's late aunt, empty for years, forgotten by everyone except the caretaker who only visited once a month. Wooden floors creaked like tired bones, and every room smelled faintly of old rain and dust. "Let's make it memorable," Emily said, spreading out snacks and fairy lights. But after an hour, boredom settled like fog. Chloe groaned, "We need a game." "A real one." Kate smirked, "I know one." Lily raised an eyebrow. "Not truth or dare again." "No," Kate whispered. "The spirit board." The room fell silent. Even the dusty curtains seemed to stop moving. Emily blinked. "You mean that board where you call spirits?" "It's harmless," Kate said. "My cousin used it at a sleepover. Nothing happened." Megan hesitated. "My aunt hated these things." "Exactly," Kate smiled. "That makes it fun." The board looked older than the house itself. Dark wood, faint letters, a planchette carved like a teardrop. No one asked where Kate found it. "You have to turn the lights off," she said, "and the candles stay in the center." They formed a circle on the cold floor, fingertips lightly touching the planchette. Only candlelight flickered, stretching shadows across the walls. "Is anyone here with us?" Kate whispered. "Nothing." Again, Emily said. "Is anyone here with us?" Still nothing. Only wine scratching softly against the windows. On the third attempt, they all felt it. A breath. Not wind. Not imagination. A warm exhale grazing the back of Emily's neck. Her body froze. "Kate," she whispered. "Was that you?" Before Kate could answer, FWHOM, the candles went out. Not flickered. Not dimmed. Went out. All at once. Complete blackness swallowed the room. A heavy, humid breath circled them like something walking the perimeter of their circle, slow, deliberate. Chloe whimpered, "Turn on the lights." Lily fumbled for her phone flashlight. Dead. All phones were dead. Then Emily felt it. A face. Cold. Close. Right in front of her. She didn't see it, but she felt its presence, its weight, its breath, its shape. Her scream tore through the dark. When the candles flickered back for a split second, just a blink, they all saw it. A face right inches from Emily's. Gray. Hollow. Smiling. And she collapsed. Emily's body lay limp on the floor, breathing shallow, trembling. Kate shook her. "Emily. Hey, wake up." The candles flickered weakly, refusing to burn steadily, as if the air itself didn't want them alive. Megan ran to the light switch. "I'm turning everything on. Enough of this game." She flipped the switch. Nothing. She tried again. The entire house stayed drowned in darkness. "Maybe the fuse," Chloe muttered. But then they heard it. Click, 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 click. Every switch in the room began flipping on and off by itself. Not fast, not chaotic, slow, rhythmic, like fingers testing each one. Lily's voice cracked. "Stop, stop." Kate grabbed the spirit board. "This is stupid. We're ending this." But the planchette moved. None of them were touching it. Yet it scraped across the wood like nails dragging. It stopped on one letter. H. Kate whispered, "Who are you?" The planchette twitched. E. Lily backed away. "No. No. Don't spell anything." R. E. Here. The candles extinguished again. A sound rose from the far corner of the room. A soft tapping, like fingernails on wood. Slow. Measuring. Emily gasped awake with a violent inhale. Her eyes were wide, unfocused. "Emily, what happened?" Kate asked. Emily whispered one sentence, voice shaking, barely audible. "Someone was kneeling in front of me." Her lips trembled, and he was smiling. Suddenly, a knock exploded against the front door. Boom, boom, boom. Each hit shook dust loose from the ceilings. Megan ran to open it, but the door didn't budge. She pulled harder. The lock wasn't jammed. It felt held, like someone was pressing it shut from the other side. The knocking stopped. Silence. Then a whisper seeped through the gaps of the door, soft, layered, like multiple voices breathing at once. "Let us in." Chloe stumbled back. No, 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 no. Lily clutched her chest. We need to get out. Back door. They raced to the kitchen. The back door, also stuck. Every window sealed. It was as if the whole house had become a sealed box. Emily whispered. We didn't open a door. What? Kate asked. When we called it. We didn't close the session. Kate froze. Her cousin's instructions echoed in her mind. Never leave a spirit board session open. If you don't close the door, something else will. And then the floorboards creaked behind them. Not from weight. From several weights. Multiple footsteps approaching. The footsteps circled them, slow and dragging, as if something was learning how to walk. Emily clutched Kate's arm, her breathing sharp and uneven. Don't move, Kate whispered. But Chloe couldn't help it. A trembling sob escaped her. Instantly, the footsteps stopped. Silence. Then, tap, tap, tap. Right behind Chloe. She spun around, but nothing was there except the cold wall. Yet the tapping continued, crawling across the plaster like invisible fingers tracing the outline of her shadow. Lily grabbed a chair. We need to break a window. She slammed it against the glass. The glass didn't crack. It didn't even shake. It felt like hitting a cement wall. Kate's voice dropped to a shaky whisper. The house is changing. Suddenly, a low hum filled the air. Not mechanical, not electrical. A vibration, like dozens of voices whispering beneath the floorboards. Emily covered her ears. Stop it, stop it. But the whispers grew clearer. Stay. Don't leave. We've waited. Megan stumbled backward, bumping into the spirit board still lying on the floor. The planchette jerked violently. Kate stared, frozen, as it dragged itself across the board with sharp, scraping sounds. N. Oh, Lily whispered. No what? The planchette shot to the next letter. R. Then another. U. Another. N. Norin. No run. Chloe whispered. The planchette twitched again. No. Run. Lily's heart dropped. It's telling us to run? Kate nodded slowly. It's warning us. At that exact moment, a thunderous slam echoed from upstairs, like a massive piece of furniture being thrown across a room. Megan's voice cracked. Something else is here. Emily felt her throat tighten. A strange coldness crawled up her spine. Then, a new sound. Breathing. But not human. Heavy. Wet. Labored. Coming from the staircase. They all turned. Half of the staircase was swallowed in darkness. But something massive stood on the steps, barely visible. A tall silhouette with limbs too long to belong to any person. It didn't move. It only stared. Its head tilted slowly, like a predator studying prey. Emily whispered, Don't look at it. But Chloe's eyes were already locked on it. Her lips trembled. It's smiling. The silhouette stepped down one stair. CRRKK. Another step. CRRKK. Lily gasped, Go? To the hallway. They sprinted toward the hall, but the lights flickered violently, plunging them into strobe-like flashes. In each flicker, the silhouette appeared closer. One flash, at the staircase. Next flash, halfway down. Next flash, at the bottom. Next flash, right behind Chloe. She screamed as cold fingers brushed her hair. Kate grabbed her, yanking her into the hallway. The door slammed shut behind them on its own. But the whispers didn't stop. They grew louder, surrounding them, seeping through the walls. The hallway was narrow, the air thick and stale as if it hadn't moved in decades. Emily pressed her back against the wall, trembling. The whispers in the walls grew sharper, almost metallic, scraping through the plaster like broken voices fighting to speak. Kate tried the hallway door. Locked. She shoved it harder. Still locked. It wasn't locked before, Megan said. That's the problem, Lily whispered. It's locking them on its own. The overhead bulb flickered weakly, buzzing like an angry insect. Shadows twisted unnaturally across the hallway, stretching long and thin, bending at impossible angles. Chloe clutched Kate's arm. It touched me on the stairs, something touched me. Kate whispered, Don't think about it. We need a plan. Emily suddenly pointed at the end of the hallway. There's another door, storage room. Maybe a window inside. They hurried toward it. The hallway floor creaked with every step, like the house was listening, counting. Kate grabbed the knob and twisted it. It opened. For the first time, something had actually opened. But the room inside was pitch dark. No windows. No furniture. Nothing but the heavy smell of damp wood and the faint sound of dripping water. Lily whispered, This room wasn't here before. Megan frowned. What do you mean? There were photos on this wall. A shelf. This isn't the same room. The door slammed shut behind them. Darkness swallowed everything. Emily gasped. Kate. Chloe. Only breathing answered her. Panicked, overlapping, uneven. Kate reached out blindly. Her hand brushed a wall, then something softer. Skin. But not human skin. Cold. Damp. Motionless. She jerked her hand away. Then a voice whispered in the dark. Not from any of the girls. Low. Deep. Stay. The overhead bulb flickered once, revealing a tall figure standing in the corner of the room. Its shape was wrong, its limbs long and thin, its head tilted too far to one side. Emily screamed. The light blinked off. Footsteps emerged in the dark, fast, circling them, darting around like something crawling on the walls. Chloe sobbed. Make it stop. Please. Kate grabbed her hand. Stay together. But the moment she said it, a cold force ripped Chloe's hand from hers. Chloe shrieked. No, let me go. Kate lunged toward the sound, but her hands closed around empty air. The bulb flickered again. Chloe was gone. Completely gone. No trace. No sound. Nothing. Lily collapsed to her knees. Where did she go? Where did she go? Kate pulled her up. We can't stay in this room. It's taking us one by one. Emily tried the door again. It didn't open, no matter how hard she pulled. Then, click, the lock turned on its own. The door slowly creaked open. The hallway outside was quiet. Too quiet. Megan whispered, trembling. It wants us to leave the room. Kate swallowed hard. Or it wants us to walk into something worse. But they stepped out anyway, because staying meant disappearing like Chloe. And the moment they entered the hallway again, the lights died completely. The darkness swallowed the hallway completely. Emily could barely see her own hand in front of her face. The whispers weren't soft anymore. They were shouting, overlapping, and pressing into their minds with every step. Kate whispered, We need to keep moving. Don't stop. Every step they took echoed unnaturally. The shadows along the walls seemed to stretch and shift, sometimes ahead of them, sometimes behind them. Chloe was trembling violently, following closely behind Kate, while Lily kept glancing over her shoulder as if expecting to see something creeping at her heels. Megan reached out to guide Emily. Keep your eyes forward. Don't look around. Emily nodded, but a sense of something watching made her chest tighten. She could feel a presence breathing against her neck, though no one was behind her. Suddenly, a shadow flickered across the floor. Not a shadow cast by them. Not one cast by the walls. Something alive. Something moving on its own. Chloe froze. Did you see that? Kate didn't answer. Her jaw was tight. Her eyes fixed straight ahead. Then they heard it. Breathing. Multiple breaths. Slow, wet, and heavy, coming from every direction at once. Emily's heart pounded as the shadows seemed to close in, pressing toward them. She tried to scream, but only a choked whisper escaped. Megan whispered, It's not here to touch us yet. It's testing us. Lily shivered violently. Testing us for what? A low, gurgling laugh filled the hallway. Not one laugh. Multiple, layered, echoing as though it came from every corner of the house simultaneously. Then, the shadows moved faster. They didn't crawl. They didn't walk. They slithered. Like smoke, like water, like living darkness flowing along the walls, stretching their long, thin forms toward the girls. Emily felt a cold tendril brush her arm. She gasped. Her hair stood on end. Chloe screamed, but the sound was swallowed instantly by a sudden silence. Not normal silence. Heavy, oppressive, thick with waiting. Kate's hand found Emily's shoulder. Keep walking. Don't stop. Don't fight it. The shadows seemed to follow their movements. Step after step, the breathing grew louder, closer. Each girl could feel their heartbeats pounding in rhythm with the whispers, the gurgles, the pressure of the air around them. Then, Emily stumbled. A shadow reached for her, but it didn't touch her. It hovered. The air itself seemed to press against her chest. She fell to her knees. Emily, Kate shouted. But even as she extended her hand, the shadow flickered and twisted. Emily crawled forward, dragging herself through the hallway, heart racing. They reached a bend, a door. Light, weak and flickering, spilled from the room beyond. Megan said, That's it. That's our way out. But as they reached for it, the shadows surged one final time, pressing in from all sides, breathing in unison. The girls felt the cold slip into their bones, the suffocating weight of unseen hands trying to pull them back. Emily gasped, "We have to go." Kate grabbed the knob. The door creaked open. The door creaked open slowly, revealing a room that shouldn't have been there. It was small, but taller than normal, walls bending oddly, ceiling too high to see. The air was thick, damp, carrying the faint smell of decay. Emily stepped in first, Kate following closely behind, clutching the spirit board. Chloe's hands trembled as she held on to Lily, while Megan stayed at the back, scanning the walls for any clue of what was real. "This isn't the house," Emily whispered. Her voice was barely audible, swallowed by the heavy air. "No," Kate agreed. "Nothing looks familiar. Even the floor, it's wrong." Chloe shivered. "The shadows followed us in here." Before anyone could answer, the overhead bulb flickered violently. For a split second, the room revealed itself. Faint figures, faces with hollow eyes, lined the walls, pressing against the surface as if trapped behind invisible glass. Lily gasped, "It's watching us." Emily felt the cold again, creeping along her spine, curling around her limbs like ice. She tried to scream, but no sound came out. Then the whispers returned. Soft, urgent, multiple voices overlapping. "Stay, stay, stay." "They're saying stay," Chloe whispered. Her voice quivered. Kate knelt down, trying to calm everyone. "We can get through this. Just focus. Don't panic." A faint thumping sound began beneath their feet. Not footsteps. Something larger, moving beneath the boards. It vibrated through the floor, up into their bones. Emily stumbled, catching herself against a wall. She could feel the pressure building, something in the room responding to their fear. Suddenly, a shape moved across the far corner. Too fast to be human. Too fluid to be solid. Emily froze, unable to tear her eyes away. It's coming closer," Lily whispered. Chloe screamed. Something brushed past her shoulder. Cold, wet, intangible. She flung herself toward Emily. Kate grabbed the spirit board. "We have to close the session. Now." The planchette jumped violently across the board, spelling something. Gone. Emily's stomach dropped. "Gone? Who's gone?" Before anyone could respond, a low, guttural laugh filled the room. It came from all directions at once, vibrating the walls, the ceiling, the floor. Megan backed away, pressing against the far wall. "We need to leave. Now." The doorway they had come through disappeared. Completely. Only solid wall remained. Emily's knees buckled. What do we do?" Kate's voice was firm, shaking. "We move. We go forward. No looking back." As they stepped further into the room, shadows crawled across the walls, stretching toward them. The air grew heavier, the whispers louder, and the sense of being watched turned into a suffocating pressure pressing in from all sides. A faint candlelight flickered somewhere in the distance. Hope. Or another trap. Emily felt her chest tighten. That's our way out. But the shadows surged around them, twisting and coiling, reaching for them in the dark. They had no choice. Forward. The candlelight flickered weakly, barely illuminating the walls. Emily could see the shadows twisting unnaturally, crawling along the corners, moving independently of any source. The whispers grew louder, overlapping voices that pressed against their minds like a physical weight. Kate's hand tightened on the spirit board. "Keep together. Don't let it separate us." Chloe trembled violently, eyes darting to every shadow. I can see faces in the darkness." Emily's stomach dropped. In the brief flickers, she saw them too. Ghostly pale faces with hollow eyes, mouths frozen in silent screams. They weren't just watching. They were moving with the shadows, stretching closer with each blink of the candle. Lily clutched Megan's arm. "This isn't real. It can't be." Megan shook her head. "It is. It's here. And it knows we're scared." A sudden chill swept through the room. Emily felt breath on her neck. She spun around. Nothing. But the shadows shifted, elongating, forming limbs that shouldn't exist. Kate whispered, "Emily, don't look at them directly. It feeds on fear." The shadows reacted. One figure lunged forward, not fully solid, but solid enough to cast a twisting silhouette across the floor. Chloe screamed and stumbled backward into Emily, sending both crashing toward the far wall. The whispers grew more urgent. "You belong. Stay with us. Don't leave." Emily tried to speak, but no sound came. Her lungs burned. Her hands shook. She could feel the pressure of the shadows pressing in, bending the room itself. Suddenly, the shadows recoiled for a split second. A single candle flickered into life across the room. In its light, Emily saw a figure directly in front of her. Not fully human, not fully shadow. A face twisted, smiling in a way that chilled her to the bone. She fell back onto the floor. Her scream was silent in her mind. Kate grabbed her arm, pulling her up. "We have to move. Now. Don't stop." The shadows surged back. Fingers of darkness reaching out, brushing against hair, shoulders, and arms. Each girl felt the touch, cold and unreal, like a memory of fear itself. Emily looked toward the door. Light glimmered faintly beyond. Hope, maybe. But the shadows weren't done. They pulsed with a rhythm, like breathing. They moved with the girls, coiling around the edges, whispering threats in the dark. Megan whispered, "We're almost there. Keep moving." But Chloe staggered. One shadow reached toward her. She screamed, stumbled, and vanished into the darkness. Emily's heart lurched. "Chloe." Kate grabbed her shoulder. "No time. We go. Now." They ran through the room, candlelight flickering, shadows stretching and bending, faces appearing and disappearing in the corners of their vision. Each step brought them closer to the faint light of the exit. But every girl knew the shadows weren't just following. They were selecting, testing, watching, waiting. Emily's chest tightened as the whispers crescendoed into a low hum, vibrating through the floor and walls. And just as they reached the door, the candle blew out. Darkness consumed them completely. The door loomed in front of them, faint candlelight spilling across the floor. Emily could barely breathe. Every fiber of her being screamed that the shadows weren't finished. Kate reached for the knob. "This is it. We're out." Emily's hands trembled as she followed her, Lily clutching Megan's arm, trying to keep pace. The hallway beyond the door stretched strangely, longer than it should have been. Chloe was gone. No sound, no trace. Only a memory of her scream lingering in their minds. Kate twisted the knob. The door creaked, but didn't open. Emily pressed her shoulder against it. Nothing. Megan pushed with all her strength. Still nothing. The shadows surged around them, coiling like living smoke. Faces appeared in the darkness, closer than before, whispering the same chilling words. "Stay forever." Emily's pulse raced. She glanced at Lily. "We can't give up. Don't let it win." They tried the planchette again. Kate raised the spirit board, dragging the planchette over the letters frantically. C. L. O. S. E. The room shuddered violently. Walls warped. A cold wind blasted through, extinguishing all remaining candles. The shadows shrieked in unison, twisting violently around them. Emily gasped. "It's too strong." Lily screamed as a shadow lunged at her, passing through her chest like ice. She stumbled but remained conscious. Megan yanked her back. Kate cried out, "Almost there. One more step." Emily felt unseen hands brushing across her face, pressing into her chest, trying to stop her. Fear gripped her, threatening to paralyze her completely. But then, she remembered. The rule from Kate's cousin, never leave the session open. Finish it. Close it completely. Emily's trembling hands guided the planchette over the final letters. E. N. D. A violent gust blew through the room, spinning them around. The shadows shrieked and twisted, retracting slightly, but not completely. The door rattled, groaned, and slowly creaked open. Light spilled in. Hope. Relief. They bolted toward it. Emily's heart pounding, Kate at her side, Megan and Lily following. As they stepped into the hallway outside the mysterious room, they froze. The front door had disappeared. No windows. No hallway. Nothing but endless darkness stretching before them. Emily swallowed hard. It's not over." From the darkness, a voice whispered, soft, chilling, layered, multiple tones at once. "Welcome back." The floor beneath them shivered. Shadows rose, taller and thicker than before. And in one brief flicker, Emily saw them. Not faces, not figures, but something larger, something waiting. The girls backed up, panic rising. The darkness was alive, breathing around them, coiling tighter, waiting for the next move. Emily clutched the spirit board. "We will find a way." But even as she spoke, a cold, unseen force pushed them forward. And then, the darkness swallowed them completely. The mansion was patient. It waited, watching, whispering, hungry. Lena was gone. One had already been taken. The mansion's game was complete until the next choice. Emma and Zoe froze. A final whisper reached them. The end is only the beginning. The light flickered and the hallways twisted into shadows. They realized no one ever truly escapes the mansion. If you enjoyed this horror story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell icon for more terrifying stories.